Have you ever wondered why the sky suddenly turned dark in the middle of the day when Jesus was hanging on the cross? It was not midnight. It was not a storm. It was not sunset. It was the middle of the afternoon, during one of the busiest days Jerusalem had ever seen. Hundreds of thousands of people had gathered to celebrate Passover. Priests filled the temple courts. Roman soldiers guarded every street. Merchants crowded the city gates. Families prepared the Passover meal. Then, without warning, the sun stopped giving its light. For 3 unforgettable hours, darkness covered the land while Jesus Christ hung on a Roman cross. What caused that darkness? Was it an eclipse? A strange weather event? Or was it something far greater, a sign from God Himself? Ancient historians wrote about it. The Gospel writers recorded it. Even today, scientists and historians continue to debate what happened during those mysterious hours. Stay with us as we uncover one of the most astonishing moments in history. And before we begin, welcome to Bible Story Time. If you enjoy discovering the historical truth behind the Bible, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Now, let's journey back almost 2,000 years to the city where everything changed forever. Jerusalem was unlike anything most people had ever seen. Every year, as Passover approached, Jewish pilgrims traveled from every direction. Some walked for days across deserts. Others sailed across the Mediterranean before continuing on foot. They came from Galilee, Judea, Egypt, Syria, Asia Minor, and even Rome. The city overflowed with worshippers remembering the night God delivered Israel from slavery in Egypt. Every household needed a spotless lamb for sacrifice. The temple priests worked from morning until evening without rest as thousands upon thousands of sacrifices were offered before God. The sounds of worship echoed through the city. The smell of burning offerings filled the air. No one realized they were about to witness the greatest sacrifice in human history. Only a few days earlier, Jesus had entered Jerusalem riding on a humble donkey. Crowds covered the road with palm branches. They shouted with joy, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." Many believed this was finally the moment the promised Messiah would overthrow Rome and establish his earthly kingdom. But they misunderstood his mission. Jesus had not come to destroy Rome. He had come to destroy something far greater: sin, death, and the separation between God and mankind. Within only a few days, celebration turned into hatred. The same city that welcomed him now demanded his execution. Religious leaders feared his growing influence. Every miracle he performed attracted larger crowds. Every teaching challenged their authority. If nothing changed, they believed Rome would eventually intervene, and they would lose both their power and their nation. So they began searching for an opportunity to arrest him quietly. That opportunity came through one of his own disciples, Judas Iscariot. For only 30 pieces of silver, Judas agreed to betray the one he had followed for years. Late that night, in the Garden of Gethsemane, soldiers arrived carrying swords, clubs, and torches. Instead of running away, Jesus stepped forward. He willingly surrendered. His disciples scattered into the darkness. From that moment forward, the events unfolded with astonishing speed. Jesus was taken before the Jewish council. Witnesses accused him. Their testimonies contradicted one another. When the accusations failed, the high priest asked a direct question: "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?" Jesus answered without hesitation, "I am." That single declaration changed everything. The council accused him of blasphemy. According to Jewish law, they wanted him dead. But there was one obstacle. Only the Roman governor could authorize an execution. So, before sunrise, Jesus was brought before Pontius Pilate. Pilate questioned him carefully. Again and again, he found no crime worthy of death. He tried to release him. He even offered the crowd a choice. Jesus or Barabbas, a convicted murderer and insurrectionist. Surely the people would choose Jesus. Instead, the crowd shouted louder and louder. Crucify him! Crucify him! Political pressure overwhelmed justice. Pilate finally gave the order. Roman soldiers led Jesus away. Before the crucifixion came the scourging. The Romans were experts in punishment. Their whips were designed not simply to hurt, but to tear flesh apart. Many prisoners never survived the beating alone. Yet Jesus endured it. Bleeding and exhausted, he was forced to carry the heavy wooden crossbeam through Jerusalem's crowded streets. Eventually his strength failed. A man named Simon from Cyrene was forced to carry the cross the rest of the journey. Outside the city walls stood a place known as Golgotha, the place of the skull. There, Roman soldiers nailed Jesus to the cross. They lifted him high for everyone to see. Above his head hung the inscription, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. It was meant as mockery. Yet without realizing it, they proclaimed the truth. The soldiers divided his clothing among themselves. Religious leaders mocked him. Passers-by insulted him. Even one of the criminals beside him joined the ridicule. But another looked at Jesus with faith. Remember me when you come into your kingdom. Despite unimaginable pain, Jesus answered with compassion. Today you will be with me in paradise. Hours passed. The sun continued to shine brightly over Jerusalem. People watched. Soldiers stood guard. Life in the city carried on. No one expected what was about to happen. Then, at about noon, everything changed. The bright afternoon sky suddenly became dark. Not for a few moments. Not because the sun was setting. Darkness covered the land. Imagine standing there. One moment, sunlight fills the hills surrounding Jerusalem. The next, an unnatural darkness spreads across the city. People stop speaking. Children cling to their parents. Roman soldiers look toward the sky in confusion. Temple worship slows. Fear begins to spread. Something beyond human understanding is happening. No one can explain it. And hanging silently beneath that darkened sky was Jesus Christ. If this story has strengthened your faith so far, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Bible Story Time, and tell us in the comments, what do you believe the 3 hours of darkness meant? Your thoughts may encourage someone else as they watch this documentary.